Yes, some big breaking news coming in from Ukraine. Ukrainian artillery targeting Russian forces. Ukraine counters Putin's forces. Meanwhile, Ukraine says that over 100 kids have been killed in this war. A massive announcement coming in from the Ukrainian forces that at least 100 kids have been killed in this war, while Ukrainians now putting up stiff resistance. Ukrainian artillery now targeting Russian forces. Ukraine counters Putin's forces while they claim that at least 100 kids have been killed in this war. Very tragic as we see one of the largest humanitarian crises unfolding post the World War. Here is Ukraine now reeling under this war as several civilian citizens, their kids have died in this crossfire. Very unfortunate state of affairs as the country now burns, as it comes under massive attack from Russian forces. Ukrainians, of course, putting up stiff resistance. Ukrainian artillery targeting Russian forces. As we see those visuals coming in, this is the Ukrainian artillery targeting Russian forces. Here we're looking at Ukraine's counters on Putin's forces extensively, even as Russian forces manage to encircle the capital city of Kiev. The next 24 to 48 hours is going to be quite intense for the capital city of Kiev as Ukrainian forces there gear up to fight back. And here visuals coming in of Ukrainian artillery targeting Russian forces, Ukraine countering Putin's forces. And that's what you see here on your screens. The visuals are really compelling, showing how Ukraine now putting up resistance as they claim that 100 kids have also died in this war. Now we have Maria joining us live from Kiev. Maria, over to you. We're seeing this video that comes in of Ukrainian artillery there striking at Russian forces, attempts going on to stop Russian forces on their track. While this said, Ukraine now claims that 100 kids have been killed in this crossfire during the war.
Right, so this video of a Russian convoy successfully being targeted by Ukrainian army and being blown up has kind of cheered up everybody today in the morning, because the night in Kiev was really very tough with a lot of air raid sirens and also with some strikes on civil objects. So the news of today's morning is that the high-rise building, 12-story building in Shevchenkivsky district, which is already closer and closer to the city center, was targeted with Russian missiles. There was the fire there, the 12th floor just totally collapsed. We see the pictures where the half of the floor of the top of the house is just gone, and as far as we know, the reports of city officials say that 2 people were heavily injured and 38 people were managed to successfully evacuate from the house. So this is again a part of the series of attacks on civil objects which we have seen for the recent days. Yesterday morning, yesterday night actually was really very deadly, very terrible in Kyiv, because Russians targeted the metro station at Lukyanivka area, 2 buildings near Lukyanivka area, and also 2 separate civil objects, civil high-rise buildings, residential buildings in 2 different parts of Kyiv. So they are trying to come closer to city center, not physically with convoy, because that's impossible, because Ukrainian army gives a fight back, but with missiles. And these attacks are really getting more and more strong. The recent night was just the night of explosions. Every several minutes we have heard the faraway explosions, and as far as the news surfaced, these were the sounds of attacks which are happening in the suburban area of Kyiv, and this is where this video of the Russian convoy targeted by Ukrainians and being blown up by Ukrainians is coming from. So the dispositions of forces is the following: Russians are still in the north, to the north of Kyiv, standing there, controlling the area there. The Irpin area, Vorzel, Bucha, all these cities, satellite cities, are still under control of Russians, and this night was dedicated to the attempts to fight them out of these cities, to destroy them, and the initial report says that this fight was really successful. And also one more thing that we see is the massive destruction all over Ukraine. Yesterday, the Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal first named the big number of of what is all the destructions are worse. He says that all the destruction in Ukraine, which has already been made by Russians, will cost at least 565 actually billions of dollars. So
Right.
just saying this number for me is crazy, because it's massive destruction which has already
Absolutely.
happened, and we understand that that's not over. The war is not over yet.
And that's what we see, because Ukrainians now really putting up a tough fight. They're attempting at striking back, and these visuals here speaks of a story of resilience and much courage. Ukraine right now, with whatever little capacity in terms of military capacity, they are now trying to strike back at those Russian forces. These visuals capturing that artillery, Ukrainian artillery, trying to strike back at the Russian forces, right? They've encircled the Ukrainian capital of Kiev, and this is an attempt to stop short the Russian forces from capturing the capital city. Now, once quite a bustling city of over 30 lakh people, we're looking at this entire city of Kiev.